Good afternoon and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Sophie Buxton.
And I'm Will Dixon. First today, would you ever get in a car with a driver who couldn't see? The answer, well, should be at least absolutely not. Unless that driver is Guinness World Record holder Mike Newman.
Yes, Mike, who is the head of the Salford-based charity Speed of Sight, is the fastest blind driver in the UK. His charity offers driving experiences to visually impaired people as young as 4. Let's see how Laura Burns got on with the team.
Imagine driving a race car at top speed, but blindfolded. For Mike Newman, he doesn't have a choice.
I've always had sight loss, but when I was a little boy I wanted to be a racing driver and that was never going to happen.
But it did, as Mike now holds 8 Guinness World Records, being the only blind person to have driven at 204 miles per hour.
It took a while to sink in because we were chasing that dream for many years, and from a personal point of view it's one of the most exciting and exhilarating things that I've ever done.
Wanting others to experience this feeling, he co-founded Salford-based charity Speed of Sight, alongside old friend John Galloway.
It's about giving an opportunity for blind and disabled people to express and do something that the world has told them is not possible.
The charity have specially designed buggies, so regardless of their disability, it's a chance to get behind the wheel.
Here we have a pedal lift here, which moves the accelerator down and also the brake in here. Right. So in other words, someone can drive this car who does not have use of the lower part of their body.
However, providing these specialist vehicles is not cheap. The business school at the University of Salford organised a charity auction to raise money for Speed of Sight. Olivia Mason was part of the team.
Because obviously they've been told all their lives they're not able to do this, they can't drive a car, they can't go swimming, they can't do something. We thought instead of doing something that's already kind of got a lot of funding behind it to go to more of a niche kind of charity, they don't get much support and they need so much money because they have to hire their track, they have to run the cars, they have so many volunteers.
Sold for £5, a lovely lady, thank you.
With the help of over £600, the team continue making the impossible possible.
Plans for a trio of towers to be built in Greengate have been revealed to the public for the first time. The plans include 1,500 new flats, as well as a new park, public square and boulevard. Our reporter Rachel Allison visited the plot.
That's right, Manchester is not shy when it comes to building high, and these plans are proof of that. AQ Investments and Renica have released a proposal of a trio of towers set in stone to be built right here in the Greensgate district of the city. One of these buildings will be towering 50 stories tall, comprising of 559 new apartments. The plans also look at creating 4 new green spaces. But how affordable will these high-rising flats be? And do these match up with what the MPs are promising? Well, in the general election special of Keys TV programme The Debate, Salford MPs stated their promises for affordable housing in Salford. Labour MP Rebecca Long-Bailey pledges 150 million social council houses every year, while Conservative Atika Chowdhury acknowledges the homelessness crisis but put the EU negotiations as a priority, whereas Lib Dems Jake Overend promises 100,000 council houses, but not enough was said how affordable these will be. Well, one thing's for sure, the swimming pool and the gyms that are promised in one of these high-rise flats give reason that these flats might not be so affordable.
The petition website change.org has ranked the UK's MPs based on engagement within their constituency, where all 3 Salford MPs have placed in the bottom third. Chrissy Ford took to the streets to see what's what.
Salford MPs have proven unpopular with their local constituents in a recent national survey. The world's largest social change platform, change.org, has surveyed 17 million users in the UK to compile the country's first people-powered index of MPs. The survey ranks MPs based on their popularity and engagement with their constituents. Salford's 3 MPs fell within the bottom third. The People-Powered Index numerically scores MPs based on their availability to their constituents, participation in Parliament and how they listen to the public. There are a total of 50 points available for each MP. Worst of the trio was Barbara Keeley for Worsley and Eccles South, who ranked 530 out of 650. Rebecca Long-Bailey for Salford comes next at 462, while Graham Stringer for Blackley and Broughton performed best with a rank of 429. We took to the streets of Salford to see what the general public really think of their local MPs.
I never really hear anything about Salford MPs. I've moved here and I just didn't reach out to us. I don't know where to look or turn to find out what their plans are, and it would be nice to know really just to know what they're doing for the local area.
I said it's heavy Labour in this area because a lot of people that I speak to don't tend to vote that way, but yeah, I'm happy about it.
Many of our clients, they write to them if you've got confidence or anything in their day-to-day life.
It's clear there are mixed opinions on just how well Salford MPs react with their constituency, but only time will tell how successful they are with the election next week.
Strike action continues at Eccles College over wage disputes. Members of the National Education Union say they're owed a pay rise after management refused to implement the government's nationally agreed deal on the rise in living wages. The strikes are expected to continue throughout the coming days. We will have more on this one tomorrow.
Now, Nick Burke walked out of Strangeways prison 5 years ago and vowed never to return. He is now the owner of the Salford Lifestyle Centre in Broughton, which aims to provide a wide range of support and help for less privileged people.
In the school holidays is we feed all the kids, we just tell them that there's going to be a meal, whether or not they're on school meals or not. One of the biggest problems in the area is most of the kids, or a lot of the kids, are on free school meals. That stops over the holidays, so we try and make sure that they get the breakfast and they get the lunch. So we'll do a little cinema in the back room, we'll do a little cinema in the function room and then feed them.
Next, the street in Swinton, which hasn't received post for over 3 months.
That's right, the Royal Mail suspended deliveries to Buckingham Road in Swinton after a resident's dog attacked a postman back in September. Delivery has been resumed to some of the residents, but not all of them, leaving them confused on what the future holds. Here's Josh Clark with more.
This is how most people around the country receive their post on a daily basis. However, people of Swinton have had to deal with a major setback following an incident. It has now been 3 months since residents have been able to receive their post at their door, and with Christmas round the corner, it's been a less than ideal situation. The Royal Mail over the last few months have stopped making any deliveries to residents of the street of Buckingham Road in Swinton due to a dog attack that occurred a few months ago back in September. I spoke to a resident of Buckingham Road who did not wish to be identified.
Yeah, well, I don't have transport. I'm 80 odd, my wife's 80 odd. How do we get down there? Other than a taxi. The Royal Mail are under contract to deliver post because people have paid to have that mail delivered with a stamp, right? And they're not honouring their contract to deliver mail. They're being paid for somebody else to deliver it for them.
The Royal Mail released the following statement following the incident. The Royal Mail treats all dog attacks on our postmen and women very seriously, and our first priority as an employer is to ensure the welfare and safety of our people who provide a valuable service to our customers. Residents of Buckingham Road in Swinton have had to spend the last 3 months travelling to the Royal Mail depot in Worsley to collect their post. It's a 15-minute drive or a 45-minute walk from where the residents live. Josh Clark, Salford Now.
Now to Ollie for some sports.
Thanks, Sophie. Salford City travelled to Colchester United on Saturday, and manager Graham Alexander hopes that his side can build upon their 3-0 victory against Wolves under-21s on Tuesday night.
You know, we said after the game on Tuesday that the performance was very good. We wanted to replicate it again on Saturday. It'll be a tougher opponent in the league. Colchester are a good team, especially at home. So we'll have to probably improve a little bit from what we did, but we're looking for a similar type of style of play and how we approached it. If we do that, then we'll give ourselves the best chance of winning.
Sale Sharks have sold out the 12,000-seater AJ Bell Stadium for the first time this season ahead of their Heineken Champions Cup clash with the Exeter Chiefs on Sunday. Fly half Sam James says that the side can turn the venue into a fortress.
We want it to be kind of, for any team, a daunting prospect to come down here, so we've kind of got to not only front up front and show how physical we are, which is kind of what we're getting known for now, but we want to put on that attacking rugby. We want to, like you say before, click. We want to show that we can score tries from anyone.
Switching codes to Rugby League, and Salford Red Devils announced their first pre-season fixture ahead of the 2020 season earlier today. The 2019 Super League Grand Finalists will welcome Swinton Lions to the AJ Bell Stadium on January the 5th. This will be the third time in as many years that the two clubs have met in pre-season. Salford have put 50 points past their opponents on both previous occasions. That's all for today. Will, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Now, over 700 people in Salford are diagnosed with Alzheimer's every year, and caring for those affected can be a challenge. But the Alzheimer's Society have been supporting them for 40 years. Matthew Orobosa reports.
Salford Cathedral have launched a festival evening of music to help people with dementia. Naomi Lewis explains the importance of the celebration.
The importance of today is really, it's quite a few things. It's a celebration, a chance for people to get together at Christmas, sing carols, and be with the friends, family, people they love. It's also about raising awareness for the Alzheimer's Society and the issues facing people affected by dementia. And it really is just a chance for people to start celebrating Christmas.
The Alzheimer's Society is celebrating its 40th anniversary with songs and celebration here at Salford City Cathedral.
The event was indeed songs of praise, particularly for Joy Watson, who emphasised that life doesn't always have to stop when dementia begins.
If we start talking about dementia and just engaging with each other about how it affects us, and giving people positive input that they can live well after a diagnosis, then that is just what it's about for me.
Over 1 in 3 people will know someone with dementia. In 2051, it is estimated that 2 million people will be living with the condition.
Now, the Conservative parliamentary candidate for Salford and Eccles has blamed Salford's Labour Council for not removing the cladding on apartment blocks around the city.
Salford Council, however, say they have not received funding from the Conservative government to do the work. Owen Widdowson reports.
In the wake of the Grenfell Tower fire in 2017, the cladding from 9 apartment buildings in the heart of Salford were discovered to contain aluminium composite, which is a similar material that was used on the Grenfell Tower. Now, the residents in the Pendleton apartment blocks have been stuck in limbo, awaiting their homes to be safe. With 2.5 years having passed since the shocking incident in London, who's to blame for this delay? Well, the Conservative candidate for Salford and Eccles, Atika Chowdhury, took to Twitter yesterday, pointing the finger at the Labour councillors in Salford, alongside a resident.
On the debate show, I brought up the issue on the Salford high-rise block of flats, and the reason why we're talking about this is because Rebecca Long-Bailey said it was a government issue, when actually it's an issue that is dealt by local government here, the Labour Council, and the Private Financial Initiative.
Cladding's been on for 2.5 years, and we get the same excuse week after week, is that it's the government's problem, they won't lend us the money. We've known that for 2.5 years, and it's still the same.
Mr Langton singled out local councillors for blame.
Our ward councillors refuse to come and meet us. We've not seen them. They won't speak to us.
Salford City Councillor John Merry said in a statement that Labour councillor and council officers have been working tirelessly with residents day in, day out, and the council has already spent millions on waking watches, fire safety checks and the £3.6 million on new sprinkler systems. The smears Atika is spreading are completely foundless, irresponsible and frankly despicable. Plans to completely replace the cladding, fire doors and sprinklers have been scheduled for January 2020. Owen Widdowson, Salford Now.
And finally today, Morris dancing, once a male-dominated art, is back on the rise in Salford, with more women embracing their dancing feet than ever before. Lucy Clayton put on her dancing shoes to meet residents who are keeping the traditional English dance alive.
Morris dancing, a dying tradition or a niche sport on the brink of nationwide revival. Team Unique from Eccles are keeping the traditional dance alive with the hope that Morris dancing becomes as popular as other dance forms.
Morris dancing is more northwest based, whereas other dances like tap or ballet or disco, they're national. Morris dancing has never been national, it's only in this region really. It's a little bit like cheerleading, so we have the pom-poms and we have the matching dresses, and it's great for fitness, great for socialising.
Despite ditching the ankle bells, banging of sticks and classic folk music, the hobby still resembles choreography that dates back to early 15th century England. However, the once male-dominated sport has undergone a radical change, with new figures revealing that 61% of new Morris groups formed in the last 15 years have a majority of women among their members.
I'd ask people to join just to get them out of the house, give them a hobby, gives them a new interest. I think it helps with mental health as well. And yeah, you just make new friends.
With social, mental and physical health benefits, the class at Holy Cross Community Hall attracts dancers from 2 to 35 years old, with the girls amongst the youngest encouraging me to get involved. What do you love about Morris dancing?
That I like the music.
The music? What do you love about Morris dancing?
Because I get to do all the arm work.
All the arm work? Yeah, and is it quite a hard skill to master?
Yeah.
No, you don't. No. To all dancers, Team Unique is not only a creativity outlet, but also a second home.
A place of belonging really for a lot of kids. If they're going to school and they're not don't have many friends at school, not very popular at school, this is a different chance for them to get within a group of people or be involved in something else that's not academic. And even if they're not very good here, there's always a place for somebody.
So with the perception that Morris dancing is a dying art form, this mixed-aged, mixed-ability troupe will continue to keep the tradition alive and kicking at the heart of the city. Lucy Clayton, Salford Now.
Well, wasn't that lovely, Sophie? Well, that's all from us today, but we will be back this time tomorrow for all the latest Salford news.
Be sure to check out our socials at Salford Now and follow our website www.salfordnow.co.uk.
Have a great evening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.